Hello. This is Rich.
Hey, this is Jermaine.
And this is the X's and O's of life. And that was an echo. Yeah, it was. Somebody got some new stuff, didn't they?
We were talking about it.
Yeah, we were. So, this is kind of the initial pop into the cherry of the equipment, so we still have to play with the levels and all that other fun stuff. I'm an idiot because I couldn't figure out how to turn the thing on. So the wife had to come in and make me look really inadequate, so that was good.
Well, at least she was accurate because you said, watch, she comes in and she pressed two or three buttons and it worked, and that's exactly what happened.
But I had the personal growth because I didn't break it in half because I was real close. Like, have you ever been so irritated or so frustrated you got tired?
Physically tired.
I had to go take a nap.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, playing some PlayStation games, some video games. When it's like a blatant type of cheat thing. I mean, I have like gripped the controller really hard, and yeah, I was very tempted to throw the controller at the TV. But who does that help? Doesn't help me. So that was pretty stupid. But it's almost like getting that little bit of rage out of you. But
yeah, I've broken a few controllers. Let's.
Oh, you have taken it all the way? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm a child. I'm a child. Yeah, so that's good for me. That's good. All right, so let's just kind of get into a few little housekeeping whatevers. I don't know. So, I guess just from the production standpoint, so now that YouTube's finally fixed, everything is automatically uploading to it. It's going to be real easy for everyone to get the info when new things pop and drop if you subscribe to YouTube. Right? So that link is in the description. Don't worry about that. Pop on there. I know we got a few people doing that already.
Yep.
It makes it easier for everybody. And I don't know, just gets eyes on stuff. So that's always good.
And YouTube subscriptions doesn't cost any money.
Correct? No. For all the broke people, it's good. It's nice. Like, it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's got to be broke. They choose not to spend their money in a certain place, but you never know.
All right, I mean to shame the broke people. All right, so let's see what else. So we realized our other podcast, the BDE Street, was kind of floundering a little bit. The numbers kind of reflect it. And look, I'm going to kind of give all the credit here. Bob and Tiff kind of just had a bit of a come-to-Jesus meeting here with me. Basically saying, yeah, hey, look, this does not have an identity. It's just basically X's and O's 2.0 with some cussing. And that's not really what we wanted to do. Even though initially that's what we came out and said we wanted to do, then we realized, hey, evolution is important.
I mean, the intent was, to just have one show that was family friendly and any other show, talking freely, but at the same time you have to have, like you said, an identity. It can't be just all popcorn chatter all over the place.
Right. And I've been saying this whole analogy for the last 3 days, and it just feels good to me. And I don't know. I'm probably, people in the house are probably tired of hearing it, but whatever. X's and O's is going to be the shotgun, and BDE is going to be the sniper rifle. So what I mean by that is this is still going to, the format of this show is still going to be an absolute dumpster fire and, sporadic, and it's going to have the draft, and we're going to kind of pop from topic to topic, and just kind of, it's going to be the, I wouldn't say it's the more fun one to record, but it's more of the, I'm not saying the phrase. I'm not doing it. I'm not saying the phrase. We're not doing it.
No, it's just that it's. I would say it's the more popular version, X's and O's. It's radio friendly. It's family friendly. I mean, when you listen to an artist or one of their most popular song, it's going to be on the radio, and then there's going to be a different version of that song that maybe you have to search out on different platforms to find the uncensored version. But the censored version is the one that, kind of everybody hears, and that's how you get drawn in, and your attention gets drawn into the family-friendly version that, you don't have to hold your children's ears as they listen.
What's funny? When you're saying that, I just kind of had this thought. So do you remember whenever you heard a song on the radio back in the day, and it was all cut up because it was explicit, whatever, but you couldn't really hear it? Then you went and sought it out, and you're like, yeah. Then you heard it, and you're like, yeah, they said ass. It's awesome. Yeah. And then you realized, I wasted a lot of time doing that. Not that big of a deal. So that's what I kind of feel like where BDE is now. It's like, okay, yeah, they cuss. Congratulations. They're old people. It's fine. Like, it's not that big of a deal. So, I think we had to make a change, and I think it's going to be a real cool change because what we're going to basically go for is a singular topic on BDE from now on. And we're going to have all these kind of planned ahead of time. So, when that episode is over, and we'll even tell you what the next episode is going to be at the end of this episode. So you got to listen in to find out what that's going to be. But at the end of every BDE, we're going to let you know, okay, hey, next week we're going to be yapping about yada, yada, yada. So, I don't know. I know we lost some viewers. Hopefully, our following kind of re-follows that. Kind of maybe re-falls in love with it. If you don't, I get it. No worries. But, that's part of the growing pains. But
and make no mistake. I mean, we still want to maintain our authenticity and, our, improvisation and, our same type of spontaneity. But it's just a conversation for BDE is just going to be a little bit more pinpoint type of conversation where it has a certain subject that, we tackle from different angles as opposed to, more of on X's and O's where things
like 5 subjects.
It could be multiple things talked about, and nothing's planned. It's still spontaneous and improv and fun. It's just that it's going to be a singular topic that we're going to really hone in on and make sure we try to cover all bases, because a lot of the topics we only cover what's on our mind at the time, and then we move on to the next topic.
Right.
Whereas we're going to, we're going to just pretty much look at it from several different points of view and tackle it from there.
Yeah, and not to make it sound like it's homework for us, but knowing that what the next subject is going to be for that week, you can actually kind of formulate, sentences that don't sound like drunken monkeys. And that's good. But, no, I want to see how that goes. I think that's going to definitely, sever that, I guess what is that word? The codependency that this BDE has on X's and O's. That's really kind of what it feels like. It's just kind of,
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to definitely have more serious conversations, but at the same time, we're going to have just more detailed and more, like I said, pinpoint conversations. It doesn't even have to be a serious topic. It could be a funny topic, but it's just that we're going to talk more in depth about it instead of just moving on to the next subject, like I said, and leaving you with 5, 6, maybe 7 different subjects. And it's like, what did y'all talk about? Did y'all talk about anything that is memorable, that stuck with you? Or is it just we did a joke here, a joke there, and you move on? Right.
No, it's going to be good, and I'm excited about it. So that first thing's that first new one is going to be on the docket on Wednesday. There is a better than fair chance Kev might be coming on Wednesday.
Okay.
So, that's super exciting.
Yeah.
Bob is going to be coming on here real soon. So that's going to be a barrel of monkeys there too. So, really kind of exciting things there. And I've been in the mix trying to get some other folks here too, and kind of waiting to get all that squared away. But yeah, it's just an exciting kind of time to kind of jump on board and change things up. So
yeah, I mean, I know when we began, we had a lot of feedback. A lot of people wanted to be guests on the show, and our response was, let us get a little bit more established and up and running. So I think that we are at a point where we can now start soliciting and start, having guest appearances and, people that come on and contribute, because we thought we were going to get a little bit more responses as far as the comments go on the Spreaker or the comments on the several social media platforms. And that hasn't materialized as quickly as we like. So we're just going to bring the guests right on to the show.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, it's one of those things where, whether people comment or not, we're kind of doing this for us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's appreciated. I mean, we are still a startup, so, stuff will come. People will start yapping.
Yep.
It's what it is. So, guess kind of jumping into the other news article here that I have. So, kind of had some thoughts here, and I know it's like the token Patreon moment here. That's become the staple of the show too. Let's talk about Patreon. But now,
hat in hand.
Yeah, right. This time it's not douchey, so there's that. So, see, we're learning. It's good. So we kind of decided here that it makes sense to kind of have something to kind of give back, right? So it's kind of a give and take kind of situation here, but we figured, we can do a giveaway quarterly. It's gonna be to the Patreon supporters. So every quarterly? That's 3 months, right? Yeah,
3
there
months,
we go. Yep, super smart. So every 3 months, we're gonna pick a different thing to kind of give away. This quarter, I guess to call it, it's gonna be a jersey. So basically, here's how it works. There are 3 tiers on the Patreon. All right. The first tier, you get 1 entry. The second tier, you get 2 entries. No, I'm sorry. The second tier, you get... the second tier, you get 2 entries, and the third tier, you get 3. So,
you said a jersey, so you mean like those jerseys that are in Dick's Sporting Goods where, they got the plastic numbers, or you mean real, authentic...
Right, a jersey.
Knitted numbers jersey.
You ain't getting a Hills jersey. So...
An authentic, awesome, knitted jersey.
Yeah, it smells like a lineman. So, no, it's going to be whatever you want. I mean, it's going to be kind of dealer's choice. Whatever jersey you want, hockey, baseball, football, NBA, whatever.
Yep.
So, just kind of figured at the end of the 3 months, we basically kind of, see how many, because it's per month as well. So, if you're at the top tier and you start today, right, at the end of the 3 months, you have 9 entries, opposed to someone that just did the lower
3
tier.
entries a month. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So each tier that you're on per month, you get that number of.
So you get another tag in the hat, so to speak.
Right. Yeah. Essentially. Yeah. So, and all that stuff.
You got 9 choices. You got 9 chances to get picked, as opposed to somebody that only has 1 or 2. Right. You got obviously a way better chance.
Right. And with that being said, there has to be a certain threshold of Patreon supporters and, finances coming in. If there's only one person that did the lowest tier for a month, sorry, we're not doing the jersey. Right.
You would be the only person that could get it.
Like that's silly. But, all in all, I think it's a cool thing to kind of, if you guys are willing to, quote unquote, donate to the cause, you want to kind of give back. It's kind of a cool thing that it just feels good to do. I mean, let's be honest, people have been listening to us and rolling with us with our ups and downs, so, in our very large missteps. So, I don't know. I thought it was a cool thing. It's not always going to be a jersey. We're gonna think of new things to do every 3 months, but yeah. So
this new production thing is different because it's like we went from 2 guys on the couch to 2 guys at the dining room table.
Big ups, baby. Let's go.
So we moved all of about 8 to 10 feet.
Yeah. Yeah. And, we have an idea what it sounds like, but we're not entirely sure.
Yeah.
Because we spent a good 20, 25 minutes playing with these dials. Like, ooh, look at this noise. What does this do? What does this do? Ooh, it's an echo.
Yeah. Give him a gunshot.
Oh, okay. Where's it at?
That's me on the toilet.
See, gross. That was basically audio clip art. So there's a, but yeah, that's kind of rounded out the news thing. So, hopefully you guys gonna jump in there. If you don't, hey, no worries. We just thought it'd be a good idea to kind of say, hey, look, we want to give back and do stuff. So, I guess kind of topic wise, well, let's go here. I mean, let's go to literally the most current event possible.
Yes.
Jermaine lost his virginity. No, that's hold on.
That was a good one. Yeah, you caught me off guard with that one.
No, so what are you doing? Oh yeah, you're moving tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, as I've stated on plenty of shows before, I'm going through a separation, and I'm moving, get this fancy spanking new keys to my new apartment tomorrow, and it is. I like it. Yep. I love it. So, with that being said, we was having this conversation the other day where it was just like, man, I mean, the last time I've lived on my own was maybe 1997, 96. I mean, I was fresh out of high school and I was going to college at Pitt, University of Pittsburgh. And, my 5 years there, well, actually 4 years because, I moved the mother of my daughter and my daughter in with me.
Oh, yeah, you did say that, yeah.
One of the years. So I really only had.
That's still crazy to me. That had to have been crazy cramped.
Oh, it was like I couldn't study in the room because my daughter was be crying.
Right.
We had the crib right there, and I had to. It was like I would come home from work, and then I would have to leave back out and find a place to get some work done because it wasn't just my daughter always crying. It was just the simple distractions of her mother.
Right.
Hey, you're home, so let's do this. Let's do that. Let's watch TV. And it's like, I don't have time to be,
I can't be a person right now.
The boyfriend. I mean, right. it's like my time got spent earlier today. I was at class and then I hopped on the bus and went to UPS and worked for 4 hours. And for those of you that know that worked at UPS in a part-time capacity, it feels like they got 8 hours out of you. You may have only worked 4, but you feel like you worked 8. So coming home at that point, I'm like, I only got time for these studies, and I gotta go to sleep and wake up and do it all over again. So, but I haven't been living on my own since then. Since then, I've always either lived with my children's mother, and I've always been in a cohabitation type of thing. And this is going to be the first time in over 25 years that. I mean,
so what's going on in your head, man? Like I know we talked about, you need this, that,
certain things. I mean, at first, you kind of take for granted the little things. Like, I'm sitting up saying to myself, like, of course, first thing on my mind is toilet paper.
Of course, chocolate thunder in the house. Let's go.
So I know I gotta have that, but then I was just thinking to myself, like, little stuff like that's under the sink that you don't think about. Like, you don't think about the Comet that you gotta buy to clean out the tub or to clean out the sink. You don't think about, the sponges, the alcohol, the mouthwash. I mean, all the hygienics to small stuff, cleaning products, just even, and then you take it to the kitchen. You don't even really
nail
think.
Clippers. You know what I mean? Like just stupid things
like that. Stupid, small, like little grooming things that you kind of, you take advantage. Not take advantage. You
take for granted.
Not take advantage. Take for granted. Yeah, absolutely. And you don't think about it. Like, take it to the kitchen. You're ready to eat. Okay. I know I'm going to be a microwave champion. I'm going to be a microwave warrior.
You got a microwave.
But, yeah. Got to have a microwave, but at the same time, you heat up that food, what you going to eat it with? Got to get some forks. You got to get some spoons. You got to get some knives. You got to put it on a plate. It's like so many small things that it's probably going to take me a good 2 or 3 months to just get myself to a sense of normalcy, just
because you're so used to everything being there.
Yeah.
You don't.
It's one of those things where I've always been the breadwinner or the person that went to work the most, and I would come there and small stuff like that was taken care of. If you need the money to do it, of course I'm providing the money for her to go grab these things, but I'm not going to get them myself because I'm at work throughout the day. So she would be going to the Family Dollars and to the Dollar Trees and grabbing all that small minutia. But here I am. I'm dual role. So I mean, it's going to be.
So what's that kind of, not to be like therapy guy here, but how does that make you feel? You know, like, but like for real, like what is that? That's got to be just a mind word I can't say on X's and O's.
Well, I mean, it's definitely going to be a learning experience or an adaptation. It's almost like, hey, I've been driving or I've been in the car for 20 plus years. Now I got to learn how to go back to riding a bike. Right. And I've never forgot how to ride the bike, but at the same time, I got to get used to going up hills and how much energy I need and so on and so forth, just to use that as an analogy. But
I get you.
It's like relearning how to ride. I mean, learning how to ride slow or do small stuff again. I mean, you know,
it's almost like you've been so kind of enclosed in a cohabitation situation. It's almost like you're an 18-year-old going back out on your own for the first time.
Basically.
And you're
and I was saying that when you know I was looking at the showing of the apartment, I looked around and I was like, back to the pit days. I mean, I actually said that to myself, like back to school again. I mean, that's how it feels. But at the same time, I'm going to enjoy some of the things that you know that you don't get or that you lose with cohabitation. I don't have to worry about nobody being in the bathroom when it's time for me to go. I don't have to worry about no one in my way when it's time to take a shower. I don't have to, you know, I could, not gonna say I can scream as loud as I can because you got neighbors and everything like that. But it's just certain things that little tic-tac things that you hate about having to cohabitate with someone. Like if I go get some food. Like now, I mean, or let's say about a year ago when it was time for me to go get some food, I couldn't just run to the store and grab myself a burger. I had to make sure everyone else was, hey, my son got one, my daughter got one, does she have one? You know, I would go to the store and get a simple gyro, and $50 later, I had to get the whole house of gyros. Now I can just get myself one gyro.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting little take on it, too. I think it's cool, man. I think it's a brand new kind of experience, and it's scary and fun and weird and nerve-wracking. Yeah. But knowing how you
Uncharted territory, and it's...
But knowing how you are, man, you're going to be just fine. It's just going to be... It's going to be kind of cool to see you, I wouldn't say evolve, but kind of see you just, learn your way again. I don't know. It's exciting, man. I hope you're excited. I hope that...
I'm not going to be... I mean, of course I'm going to have, some friends or female friends over, and I'm not taking any applications to jump right back into anything, so I'm going to just take my time.
Yeah, that would be, very stupid.
Yeah, I'm not... No one's going to move in anytime soon.
Yeah, you need to have your space and just kind of be gross alone before you're gross with somebody else.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But no, I'm proud of you, man. I'm glad you kind of made it through these choppy waters, and now you can actually kind of spread your proverbial wings. And
I just can't believe it took so long. I mean, back in those days, it's like I don't know if getting an apartment was as difficult as it is all the time, but it seemed like, back in the 80s, 90s, it was like, hey, I got money, you got a place, you can move in. Now it's like you gotta get a credit score. It's like applying to, it's like applying for a car.
Well, so you're moving tomorrow, though. So, whatever help you need, I got you.
Appreciate that.
Just glad to see you kind of back on your feet and in a better place mentally. Because 6 weeks ago you were kind of a hot mess. So
yeah, it's definitely going to give me a different level of confidence. It's just gaining independence. It's like whenever when things I want to call it a disaster, but when things break down or there's an unfortunate event that happens, the reconstruction phase or the how you put yourself back together is even more important than the actual event that happened. It's like, I mean, I guess the cliche when people say it's not what happens to you, it's how you react to it. If you fall, did you get back up?
Right.
You know what I mean?
What's the whole kind of being broken down and building yourself back up? It's kind of like when you're lifting weights, right? Like you tear the muscle, then it grows back.
It grows back and it's bigger.
Yeah. Yep. So
it's better, stronger.
Yes. Yeah, and that's kind of that's a good kind of point to nail that down with the whole stronger thing. So I think you're not gonna have a problem with that. You'll be fine. All right. So it was supposed to be Tiff's draft. She had no idea what to pick, but it's been all kind of flustered and all that stuff. And it's Mother's Day and all that. So
she gets a pass. It's Mother's Day.
Yeah. She keeps coming up with reasons. Business trip. She had to go to the movies with her boyfriend.
This is a holiday. It seems like it's been a holiday. Like, what was it, Easter last time?
No, yeah. Our first episode was on Easter, so
yeah. I was gonna say it's been a holiday latent type of. Well, you throw in your birthday.
Yeah, that's like a national holiday, obviously.
Yeah, mine's is coming.
Yeah, but I mean, we were supposed to record last night, but we wanted to kind of set this whole thing up, and I'm glad we didn't try to do last night because I probably would have broke this thing. So,
I don't even think you would have went through with the whole setup. I think you would have got to like the first microphone, and you would have been like, you know what, we ain't doing it till
let's just do the
next
phone,
week.
and then now we keep putting it on. So, we're just skipping Tiff, and we're going to me.
All right.
And this is going to be a 5-round draft.
5 rounds.
5 rounds.
10 picks.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how math works, yes. The best fast food spots.
Did we got 10?
Oh, yeah. We do.
Like, ever? Or is it just, fast food spots that's open now?
No, it's like all time.
Okay.
Your favorites of all time. So,
okay.
I'm going to go with pretty much the easiest 101. I'm going Wendy's. Let's go.
Wendy's?
Yep.
Number 1.
Yep.
Wow.
Now, so look, they feel like if you're going to eat gross, they feel like the healthier gross option. Plus, they have square burgers, which are definitely organic, right? No. It's just, I don't know. They're good. They got the better fries. They got the whole fry and the frosty deal. Come on. Got the double stack.
You like Wendy's fries over McDonald's fries?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No.
Hot take.
It took Wendy's a long time to even get their fries even respectable to me. And so it's like, that's the only thing that McDonald's is really holding on to me, is their fries. Their fries is their signature. Well, but that's not my first pick.
So that wasn't your 101. If you had the first pick, you weren't going Wendy's.
No.
Wow. Oh, right.
I'm going with a new kid on the block.
Really? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
First draft pick, Chick-fil-A.
Ooh.
Chick-fil-A. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, even they must do, like, okay, whenever people get hired for fast food restaurants, I'm pretty sure there's very little customer service training that goes into it. It's, here's a shirt, and, go out there and serve them.
You're fitting
Chick-fil-A must do an extra customer service type of training, because very rarely, I think I've made, out of all my experiences at Chick-fil-A, I probably have maybe one person that was working there that seemed like they had an attitude. The rest of them, I mean, I'm almost like, I'm ready to slap them, like, stop being so cheerful. Like, why are you so happy? Like, thank you, sir. I'm like, dang, they got extra customer service training at Chick-fil-A.
Fair.
So the food is bomb.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more expensive than the average.
It is, but...
I mean, you can go to Chick-fil-A. I mean, it was me, my daughter, and their mother. We had a couple sandwiches and some of those little bomb little nuggets. It's like $45. Now, that's high. $15 a person. But you're paying for better quality food, as well as customer service. Customer service goes a long way whenever, if...
You feel good about it. You want to go back to it. Like,
yeah.
And I mean, obviously it resonates with you, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like it's not necessarily the message, it's how it's delivered. Right. So it's one of those things where, not saying that I would go to Chick-fil-A and the food was terrible, but the customer service was great. I might consider going back because of that,
Right.
you know, but let it be the other way around where the food is excellent, but the customer service is terrible. Every time I want that food, I'm going to find different ways to circumvent the customer service, which is not a good route to take. But
No, fair enough. All right. So, funny, because you kind of led into a bit of a, into my next pick with some of the, so I thought you were going one direction, but you end up not. Not with your pick, but with your explanation. So I'm going Chipotle.
okay,
Number 2.
okay.
Now, with your story, though, so what Chipotle does, they hire people that never worked in fast food before. Because they want to train them how they want their stuff done. So they
So
don't come
if
in
you
there-
brought a resume to Chick-fil-A and it had some type of fast food history on it, they probably gonna look past you.
Right, which is like the complete polar opposite of what you would think would work with that.
Yeah,
But
that's crazy.
yeah, they just don't want you. You work at Wendy's, you better go back to Wendy's. You ain't working here.
Wow.
Yeah,
Who told you that? How you find
I
that?
read it or heard it
Okay.
like 5 years ago. I heard it, but
It's unorthodox, but that's a pretty interesting strategy.
because it's kind of like you don't have to break down their, I wouldn't say biases, but their kind of fast food instinctual stuff, which is a weird thing to say, but you know, you're not having to reteach them. You're just having to teach them.
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective on it. It's like, because it's brand new, it's not going to be repetitive to you because you're just now learning it.
Right.
And people that are just now learning things have a little bit more passion than somebody that's been on that same rodeo. So it's sort of like, if let's take Kennywood for example. If you took one of your friends from out of town that live in Virginia or that live in a different city, wouldn't it be excited to take that person to Kennywood as opposed to someone that lives in the Pittsburgh area that goes every year? They're not going to be amazed by the rides.
Right.
It's the same old turtle. It's the same old Steel Phantom. It's the same old potato patch fries. But if you bring that person from outside or that person from Florida, and you're going to buy them potato patch and you're going to look at them and see how they react. And then you're going to watch them get on rides and see how they react.
Also,
that is an interesting point.
Hot take: potato patch fries suck.
They have, you got somewhat of a point. They used to be excellent. They have definitely dwindled in quality. Yeah. And I don't know if that is my taste buds got more mature.
Maybe.
Or it could be a little bit of both, but it just seems like any company that mass produces something, once they get to a level of mass production, they lose the quality of the product. Yeah. Because they're producing so much. Like, remember when Subway first came out?
Yeah.
It was excellent. I mean, the bread was soft. Everything was.
Right.
The cookies were fire. Now you go into a Subway, it's disgusting.
Fire.
Huh?
The cookies are still fire.
They still fire. Yeah. Okay.
But
I haven't been in one in a while.
So the potato patch thing, it's kind of like, how do you burn and make the thing soggy? Like how do you? Anyway, this ain't about them. I ain't giving them free publication. They're not on my list. So back to Chipotle.
Okay.
Yeah. Num nums. I'm gonna tell you what my order is. So it's a burrito with brown rice. You get an order of chicken and an order of steak. So you get double meat in there. Mm-hmm. Throw in some romaine. Throw some pico. Double tortilla it up, and you don't get to poop for a day.
You mean you don't get to poop, or you poop all day?
I don't know. It depends.
I don't know about you, but I poop all day. But go ahead.
You can drink water, and we already know that about you.
No, but my order at Chipotle is one of the bowls. Like, I'm not into the what is it? You said the burrito or tortillas. It's the bowl. You know, give me the chicken and the steak together.
Yep.
You know, give me the brown rice.
Okay.
One of those beans. I think the brown beans, like the pintos or something like that.
The pinto. Okay, yeah, pinto.
Yeah, and then give me a little bit of veggies.
Yeah.
Like the fried veggies. Throw some sour cream on there. Yep. Queso, loaded up with queso.
See, I'm not a cheese guy, so it don't appeal to me. But
I mean, it's a little spicy, and I don't really like the. Sometimes I get the little salsa, but the mild kind. I don't want it too hot because it's already naturally kind of got a kick to it.
Yeah, I mean,
already you don't have to spice it up anymore.
Right.
And then the queso is already cheese with a little bit of spice to it too. But yeah, Chipotle is fire.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Just to say that, yeah, just to cover the major bases, of course, we're talking about a draft, so we're building a team. So my whole offensive line will be McDonald's fat self.
Yes,
so I'm gonna just pick McDonald's. I don't have to talk about them. McDonald's has been around forever. I'm just protecting my quarterback with the McDonald's.
Well, believe me, usually the people that eat at McDonald's can protect
the quarterback.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. So I'm gonna kind of go on the burger train here, and I'm gonna go with Five Guys.
Yeah. Very expensive.
Yeah,
I think
pricey.
it's overrated, to tell you the truth.
I mean, it's probably not worth the amount of money, but I feel like it's a solid burger. It's nice and greasy and gross, but you feel... No, I can't say you feel good about eating it. You realize you made a very big mistake halfway through. But, damn it, it's yummy.
Halfway through.
So,
yeah.
But, yeah, I'm gonna go with... I gotta get the Burger Squad in there.
Burger Squad. Okay. So, I rounded about Chick-fil-A, and then we got my offensive line is McDonald's. So, I'm going to take a blast from the past, and I don't even know if some of you people even know of this restaurant, but Rallies or Checkers. Like, they're owned by the same people, Rallies and Checkers. Yep. Nothing like a Big Buford from Rallies. Rallies has those special fries, man. Rallies, man. Get one of them Big Buford burgers, and you'll slap your mom and all the rest of the kids.
Hopefully not today, because that's just rude.
If we go to Rallies on Mother's Day, she's getting slapped.
Huh. Fair enough. All right.
Rallies, Checkers.
I don't think I ever got to experience it.
They almost don't exist around here anymore. I think they just reopened one in Penn Hills, but I'm not driving all the way to Penn Hills just to get a Rallies burger. That's not going to happen. But they used to be all over. They used to be everywhere. They were like just as prevalent as a Wendy's or a Subway or, a McDonald's. But now there's probably one in the Pittsburgh area. But Checkers, I do see Checkers whenever I'm like on the road traveling. So they're more prevalent. But the actual Rallies, they may still be down south. I think it's a more of a down south based business.
Okay. So what do I have so far? I got
Chipotle,
Wendy's,
and
Chipotle, and then I went Five Guys. So my fourth round pick. I don't know if you ever been there, but Raising Cane's.
Never been there.
Ooh.
I heard it. Is that a chicken spot?
Yeah, it is.
I heard of it.
They got this Raising Cane sauce. Girl, please.
That ain't the same family as the Carl Hardee's.
No, it's its own separate thing. And they were actually supposed to open one up in Pittsburgh at some point, but
I heard about
they haven't. But it's kind of like an Ohio. I've been to a few in Ohio because I used to know some people in Ohio.
Okay.
But yeah, real good. It's just like it's basically just the chicken tender spot, but they got this special sauce, and I don't know what it's made of. It's like happiness and baby's tears. I don't know. But
he said happiness and baby's tears.
Wonderful.
Give me a drink of baby's tears.
Yes. So that's my fourth round pick. Drink. So it is salty. Gross.
That was nice.
Now I'm just thinking about just wringing a baby out like a wash rag.
Yeah, salty.
Go ahead, next.
See, it's like I already got my best ones out of the way.
Look at the tilt. I love it.
I mean, because I'm not. It's like I'm not gonna name Subway just to name Subway. But then all the other places, like there's like Wicky's Wings. Like these are not fast food joints. Yeah. These are not across. I can't. Mike and Tony's Gyros or something like. I can't say that because they're not everywhere. I'm trying to think like fast food places that are everywhere.
I feel like Wiggy's could fall under that.
Nobody knows what Wiggy's is outside of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's fair. Definitely an honorable mention though.
Yeah. And then we gotta kinda teeter towards not going full blown restaurant because if you think about it, Chipotle could kinda be no, it's fast food. You can't say that's a restaurant. And you can't say Chick-fil-A is a restaurant. They're fast food.
Right.
A little bit more.
I think the difference is fast food. Predominantly, you are going to get either the drive-through or you're just going to pick up and leave. I think a restaurant, the ratio shifts when you have more people sitting down. Like Eaton Park technically you can go get the dine and dash, whatever thing.
Yeah.
But predominantly you're going there to sit down. So I think that's how that's...
Because eating part, it's on the taste bud level of fast food, but it's not, like you said, it's an actual sit-down type of thing. I just had it the other day. Back to chicken. It's either Popeyes or KFC.
Ugh.
Ugh.
I'm not a fan of either one, man.
It's almost like I gotta group them together. Like Popeye's chicken, like the chicken in the bucket. I've never had it. I've always got their chicken tenders, which are excellent, and their, mashed potatoes and gravies are excellent. And then they got the sweetened tea, which is great. But I'm just gonna go with KFC because I guess it's more widely known.
So you just touted their whole menu. Like, right off their whole menu. It's like, but I ain't picking none of it. Ridiculous.
I'm sorry. I only get the tenders. I mean, KFC, I can get the tenders. KFC
well, remember,
wings,
this is your top 5.
Yeah,
this is not like...
I'm going to go with KFC.
Okay.
And on top of that, there's one right down the street from my new apartment. So I'm going to be frequenting it more, so I got to get more familiar with it.
So, the new lineman food. Okay, got it. So, I have one that, I don't know, we may have to consult the judges on this one. But I kind of touted for it with the explanation of the whole restaurant thing.
Okay.
I'm going Sheets.
What? Yeah, we got to get the judges for this
Listen,
one.
let me...
And I can go Get-Go then. Well, I shouldn't.
Gross. Not really. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just tearing down your pick. Shut up. It's fine. All right. So, should I explain this?
Hey, the referee has to go under the hood, so yeah, you gotta explain.
So,
okay.
So obviously, a gas station
made to order.
Sheets is made to order. You got that little kiosk that they got the 12-year-old kids making your food there.
When have you went to Sheets sober? Because 9.75 times out of 10, you're going into a Sheets and making or Get-Go for a made to order while you are hammered and you need something.
I will go there sober, very happy.
Oh, for real? Okay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, you have the right.
So also, you can Uber Eats it. So I feel like that also makes it kind of a fast food kind of.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean the made to order thing is really the main thing that would make it kind of the fast food thing. Because I mean they're basically here, make my sandwich in 3 minutes, and that's literally the explanation of fast food. So. I think I would allow it. It's up to you. I can pivot if you want.
Well, I mean, after careful review, and going under the hood.
Hold on. Go ahead.
After careful review and going under the hood, Sheets was able to get 2 feet in bounds. I'm gonna enjoy that. We're gonna utilize that.
Buttons
heck out
are
of
fun,
those buttons.
and we're also small children, so this is gonna be good. But legit, that Echo thing is lit, so I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
So is that 5?
Yeah, that's 5 for me. Round out your draft.
Right.
Who you got? Who's your?
My 5th?
Yeah.
Bomb Hoagies, Penn Station. Have you ever had one of their hoagies?
I think at one point, but it wasn't memorable.
Oh, it's excellent.
Yeah.
Their hoagies are excellent. I mean, very expensive on the expensive side. Before Quiznos went out of business.
Oh my God,
Quiznos. Holy heck.
Listen, that five meat stack with the Chipotle mayo.
Oh,
you talking about slapping your mama? I will punch her in the face. Absolutely.
See, I just hit a button that we both like. Quiznos was. Whoa. It was on the expensive side though. Quiznos had like a small, and then they had like a medium, and then they had like a large, which the large was really the medium. It was like, I don't know.
I don't remember. The last
it was like $12 for if you wanted a hoagie and some chips. You was spending a good $12-15.
The last one I remember is in Oakland on Craig Street,
on that little back street. Yeah,
on Craig Street. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Quiznos.
Just pour one out for the homies. Jesus.
Dang, I just said Penn Station and I really want Quiznos. I'm going to round it out. Quiznos.
Look, I'll let you pivot. Yeah, you can go
I
Quiznos,
could pivot. Okay.
Yeah,
Quiznos.
Just
Yeah.
salute that.
Salute. So my top 5.
Yeah.
My team,
Mm-hmm.
Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
Being protected by McDonald's.
Yep.
I almost got my third one. Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's bad.
Mm-mm.
No. What did I say? Quiznos was my 5th.
Yeah. Oh, you went Rallies.
Rallies.
Yeah.
Rallies third. And then 4th, I went with KFC.
Yeah. And then, so me, Wendy's. Chipotle.
Pope.
Five Guys.
5.
Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's.
And
made
Sheets.
to order. Sheets.
The fat boys and us are very happy right now. All right, so that was a draft. That was a good one. I like that was one.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because you kind of were like, God, do we have 10? I'm like, girl, we can have like 30. Let's go. I'll start digging.
I mean, okay. We're not gonna do an honorable mention. We're gonna be an honorable dismention. So, if the fast food industry was listening to this, tell me the companies that would be the maddest that we did not mention them.
Sonic.
Sonic is disgusting.
I'm not impressed.
It looks great on TV. I mean, the dudes be in the car and they're talking. I mean, Sonic looks so excellent. I went to Sonic off the commercials alone. It looked so good. And you get there and you're like, what is this? It was terrible. My experiences with Sonic has been terrible.
Arby's is overrated.
Arby's would be pissed. Subway would be pissed. We mentioned Subway several times and didn't pick them. The
cheese sticks are great if you have to poop.
We even said Subway used to be great, and it wasn't.
Here's the problem. Arby's, like, you very rarely ever get the good cheese sticks. It's either they've been out there for 4.5 hours, or they just came out of there, and they're like, oh, volcano, this is delicious.
I mean, the Arby's Reuben, I was on them for a minute, and then it just got real it got real lunch meaty, if you know what I even mean. Like, it start tasting like, not like a Reuben, it start tasting like old corned beef they threw on there, and it just start getting bad pretty quick.
They got decent chicken, except like half the time you don't really get like a breast. You get like, I don't know what this thing was. This is very flat and misshapen, and there ain't much to it. And this is a very good crunch that goes along with the crunchy lettuce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel left out Long John Silver's. Long John Silver's is
They're
decent.
not bad. They're not bad, but
real greasy.
But they do the same thing with the chicken. Sometimes they cook it too long, and they have this rough texture.
Yeah.
But hush puppies, all day. Let's go.
Hush puppies, yeah. Remember we was talking about those restaurants? I don't know why I'm jumping all over. Remember we talked about the Ponderosas and oh man, and the equivalent to that now is Golden Corral, which I find to be very, and I mean very disgusting. Golden Corral is terrible.
I feel like I don't know how they made it past COVID, man. Like, you really think about
Golden
it.
Corral is one of those places that I think they could put fillers or something in their food to make people slow down. It's almost like I go to Golden Corral, I grab my eyes see a bunch of stuff. I grab a bunch of stuff. I end up nibbling on everything, and then a half an hour later, as I walk out, I'm fucking. God, I'm starving again. So the thing with Golden Corral is I don't get full. And on top of that, it's like, it looks good, but it's not good.
So I feel like the scheme kind of with those buffets. It's like, okay, there probably is some kind of filler.
There's some type of fillers in those foods because sense. You get
why
they want to slow you. I mean, they say all you can eat. Right. They don't really want. I mean, imagine if a group of 5 or 6 people come in and they're all 300 plus. They're gonna destroy their restaurant.
Right.
They have to put something in there to slow those people down.
Yeah, that or it just goes on the mentality of the eyes are bigger than the tummy type of thing, and probably the food is absolutely garbage kind of quality. So,
I mean, I remember I fell in love with the idea when I went to a Golden Corral. I was like, oh my God, they got steak. You can get as much as you can. And you watch the guy behind the thing cook it and everything. And it just, when he put it on your plate, it just doesn't have any flavor. It looks good, but it's not.
Right.
Good.
I mean, the idea of a buffet is novel, but it's like the execution is usually garbage. So, all right. No more giving people that don't deserve credit.
Yeah.
So it is Mother's Day, and I do want to kind of round this out here real quick, because Tiff kind of brought this up. She made a kind of a crack at it, but it kind of made me kind of think of something. So Mother's Day is kind of this grandiose holiday, which I'm not tearing it down. I get it. Being a mama bear is hard. Completely get it.
Absolutely.
But Father's Day, that's like, if anyone had the redheaded stepchild of the holidays, it's Father's Day. And it's just, it's basically, it's essentially built on the same premise as Mother's Day. It's celebrating.
Supposed to be.
Right. Well, it's celebrating the paternal part of the whole, making the baby thing.
Yes.
And we were sitting here, we're like, it's funny. You pretty much always know when Mother's Day is. It's like right in the middle of May. You don't really necessarily know the exact date
because it changes.
We were like, when's Father's Day? I was like, maybe June or July? I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's just because it's such a overlooked thing.
And we're both fathers. Like, shouldn't we know the holiday dedicated to our patriarch? You know? I mean.
And it was just funny because Tiff said something like, tomorrow's Mother's Day, and something about Father's Day is like for 4 minutes. I'm like, yeah, that's fair. I get it. And she wasn't making a crack. I mean, our relationship is silly, but
why is that though?
Well, I mean, you kind of spoke about it before about a lot of deadbeat dads.
That ruins it for the dads that are actually there from day one. So the deadbeat dads, or the dad that has 20 kids throughout the neighborhood,
right,
and by 15 different women, the actual fathers that are there from day one is with the same, maybe woman, or that really legitimately cares about their child and should be recognized for, hey, you're an awesome dad on Father's Day. They're standing by trying to save the reputation or the holiday from the deadbeats that tear down the reputation. And also, I had said to you, there's a different bond between a child and father, and then a child and mother, because a mother has carried this child and pretty much shared all bodily fluids with this child for a 9-month period. So the child is going to have a more affinity towards their mother, because it's just a different bond that men just don't have with their children. That and that's biological bond. That's like scientifically
we can
proven
get the wife
bond.
in here to get all that smart stuff out of here.
Yeah,
we're two idiots. We're not going to jump into that. But yeah, I will say though, and this isn't a knock. Tiff and the kids definitely take care of me on Father's Day, so I'm in the minority of actually having the holiday kind of celebrated. But it's just kind of that common knowledge thing that you've just seen. It's like Father's Day.
Well, I mean, in my experience, it's always been, Mother's Day, you go out and you fight the traffic, you go out to the restaurant, and you have a sit-down meal, no matter if it takes, the wait is 2 hours, when you have a meal, and, and there's a gift or a card or so on and so forth. So it's almost like mandated. Right. With Father's Day, every once in a while we may go out to dinner, but most of the time, Father's Day is throwing something on the grill out back. It's not as elaborate. It's like, to make Dad happy, it's
leave Dad alone.
Give him his space, and
that's fine.
She may put something on the grill, but nothing is as elaborate as an actual sit down restaurant. And
no, I get you, man.
Make sure. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, make sure you're happy at the end of the night, and y'all know what that means. But at the same time, it's not as celebrated as Mother's Day. It's just not. I mean, like, it's almost like, okay, thanks, Dad. You're an awesome dad. Happy Father's Day. Whereas before, with Mother's Day, it's like, oh, you're my mother, and I just thank you for everything you've done, and it's just more celebrated. Is it?
I don't know. I think we need to start a movement to get Dad's Day kind of up there on the level of Mom's Day. Because I mean,
I'm about to go out there in the streets and with picket signs.
Like, is that what you do? Is that what you do with Twitter? Like, you start like a hashtag or something? I don't know. Someone smarter than me that does the Twitter sphere that does it more than me. Go figure out a hashtag to do that, and maybe we'll figure that out.
I know, because there are dads that actually are awesome dads, man, and I'm sorry that it's taking a reputation and a hit for the ones that aren't, or the dads that don't even recognize their children.
But yeah, with that being said, though, I mean, look, it is Mom's Day, so share the podcast with your mom. There you go. Yeah. There's your present. There it is.
He liked that way that sounded. He was like, yeah.
But no. Once again, I appreciate you guys listening. All the links are in the YouTube, or links in the description for the YouTube, the Twitter, Facebook, Patreon thing. Remember the whole contest, the giveaway thing. If you're interested, drop us a line or just kind of get into one of the tiers, whatever. But
we're gonna find out what all these buttons do, so we're gonna be definitely dropping them in.
Yeah.
This is an awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
That's
man,
a birdie.
We gotta get into those.
Yeah. So the kind of why are we static here? Hold on here. Okay. Don't know what that static was about. Who knows?
I didn't hear it.
I hear static. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So the last little party, we did tell you we're going to tell you what the next BDE thing was going to be. So we are going to. I'm just looking at Jermaine playing with this thing.
No, because there's over the microphone. There's the screen, like the split screen over the mic, and it's like it kind of reminds me of some type of origin story, like on NWA or something, or some type of rap thing where they're in the booth and they're screaming on this mic with the screen.
Ridiculous.
And this is the first time I've ever spoken to a mic with a screen in front of it. So
there you go.
Here I am, a little kid.
Yep. Seen it. No, so look, the next BDE, and that's going to be on Wednesday. We're actually going to spend the episode on parenting.
Yes.
Kind of a mixture of kind of how we were raised, what we have taken from that, what we have done with that, how we parent, if it's any different, just kind of just talking about that. And I don't know if the episodes are going to be the conventional hour or not, but that's kind of...
It's mighty funny. I mean, and you didn't even try to do it on purpose. How coincidental that we talked about Mother's and Father's Day, and then the subject is parenting.
That is pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
There you go. Peek behind our kind of curtain. But
yeah, that was not intentional at all. But somehow it happened.
I dig it, but I don't know. I think hopefully this sounds good. Like we're still kind of playing with the audios and stuff on this new kind of setup, so probably maybe a few episodes till we get to really where we want to be. So just kind of roll with those punches. But I think we definitely, hopefully we sound better than we did this on the phone. But yeah, so you got any parting words here, friendo?
No, I don't. Just looking forward to a more pinpointed conversation with BDE and seeing where that takes us, and how much that we can spin ideas and go back and forth on and trying to cover the topic.
I think it can be helpful too, right? Like we're boxes of charisma, we're silly, yada yada yada, but I think we also have a lot of insight on stuff, and we might be able to actually help people out with some of the things we could actually talk about. So
yeah,
and look, not another shameless plug, but I'm telling you what, I mean, since we're going to be streamlining the topics, if there is something that you want to hear, that's
that you think it's more than a drive-by conversation,
right? If it's not to sound this way, but if it's going to be worth the time to actually spend time in it, like let us know. I mean, obviously it'd be nice if you dropped a little help in there to but just saying. But no,
you sound like somebody begging. You're like, You know,
I'm not gonna twist your arm, but
you know, somebody getting ready to ask you for something, they be like, "Hey, cuz, let me."
But yeah, I'm definitely excited. I'm excited to see the evolution of it. So, yeah. So if we're done here, I guess we're good to go. So, who are you?
This is Jermaine.
Apparently, he's a monster. My name is Rich.
And you just enjoyed the X's and O's of life.
Yeah, you did.